we need to strengthen rural America. And we need a president and a Democratic candidate who will speak out for rural America, for small towns, smaller communities, not just big cities. You know, a lot of presidential candidates think middle America and rural America is a place you fly over when you're going from New York to Los Angeles. Not me. This is where I come from. It's what I know and understand. I grew up in small towns and mill towns in the South. You can probably tell by the way I talk. And in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. And to me, it's very important that we restore rural America. I have lots of ideas about how we do that. Let me just mention a few. We've got to get capital out to rural areas where it's not getting, for new businesses, new entrepreneurs, to create jobs. We got to get high-speed internet out to all the areas of rural America so all parts of America can compete. And by the way, building out broadband allows us to do things like telemedicine, where we can connect smaller communities with the big university-based medical centers to get access to the best medical care that's available in smaller towns and smaller communities. And as we make this transition, which I believe we have to make, from oil, carbon-based fuels to a new energy economy with clean, renewable sources of energy, wind, solar, biofuels, etc., I think we can create at least 1 million new jobs in this country. Green-collar jobs, not blue-collar jobs. And we got to make sure that our young people and our workforce is ready for those jobs, which means we should work with community colleges and high schools. We should have academies in high schools that train young people for these new energy economy jobs. We also need to provide support for our family farmers who are struggling mightily, mostly in competition with big corporate farming operations. Now, I can tell you my presidency will have the strongest antitrust enforcement division that literally we've seen since Teddy Roosevelt. And we need that badly so that we can address, if and where there are abuses, we can address some of the abuses that are occurring. I think we ought to have a moratorium on the building of any more of these CAFOs, these hog lots, which all of you are familiar with. We're very familiar with in North Carolina. We also want to get teachers to rural areas and to rural schools. So what I want to do is have incentive pay to teachers that are willing to come to areas in America, including rural areas, where it's often difficult to attract our best teaching talent. I mean, the basic idea of all these things is to strengthen rural America, strengthen the economy of rural America. I want to be the candidate and the president who stands up and represents all of America, not just the big cities, not just the urban areas, but all of this country.